Now, if you didn't know exactly where to put this next one, you can pull this, and usually it's 16-inch centers. 1632. And see, on 16-inch centers, there's red on your tape measure, because that's kind of when they lay out a house, it makes it easier for them to remember. See, 1632, and I put a mark right there at 48, and that's what I did up here, 1632 and 48. And you know, if I wanted to, I could put my level up there too, but once I get it in there. And then my square, it's an adjustable square. Okay, you just loosen that up, and then you can slide this wherever. So usually I keep it long, but then you can adjust it like that. And see, look, there's even a little level there. I don't use that much for anything. If you're installing window stools, you could use that. And they used to have, the old ones used to have this other little thing, and you could pull it out, and it was this little pick. It looked kind of like a scratch-all. It had a point on it. You could pull that out, and you could mark stuff with it. I didn't use that at all, but I thought it was kind of slick. Then you can use this up at the top and bottom. Okay, and that'll get your 2x6 square. And then I just kind of slide that up. I kind of leave it long, you know, in there, so it fits in my nail bag. I've got a certain spot for it right there. There's a hook there, and if I had it halfway, it would always fall out. Okay, so now I can cut my last 2x6, and I'll hold it up there, and I don't know, I'll probably have to put a little notch in it, kind of like these boards here. Okay, this one and this one. Funny thing, on this one, down at the bottom, I pushed it up nice and tight. And look, it's flush. Isn't that something? There was no way I could have made that flush. It would have stuck out, and was stuck out way above that. That's why I ended up ripping that down. You remember? Okay, so now I'll measure that, and chances are I'm gonna have to rip it down. In fact, I can take a little block of wood before I cut it, hold it up there, and see the last one I had to cut at 3/8. This one I only have to shave off about a 1/4 inch or so, 3/16 or so, not very much. Okay. All right. Yeah. One more to go for this little wall section. Now this one, I just put liquid nails on the side of there. A nice little bead, boom, 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 all the way down. You see it all? And so when I put it up there, I have to be careful. I could have done that on the other ones, but I didn't. Because before I get it tight to the wall, I got to hold it out a little bit so I don't get the glue all over the place, right? Now, I've got that lined up, got the bottom lined up, and now I can hit it in. Before I hit it all the way, I'm still lining it up on my pencil mark. Now, looks good there. Boom. All that glue is sandwiched back behind there now. I think I'm still gonna put some on the outside too. Okay, that looks good. Now see on the bottom, I'm gonna probably put brackets, but I can take my little 8s, and first off, I don't want to go any more than that. I can toenail this down. And what you want to do when you first start your toenail, oh, that one's got a crummy head on it. You don't want to try to bang it down at an angle. Just put it straight in. Now tilt it. Alright. I'm trying to do it so you can see. And it's just off my line a little bit. So I can put one over here in the middle. Straight, angle it up. And I could do that at the top too, but I think I'm gonna put my clips. I don't want to beat too much on this wall, but let's see what happens here. Oh, I can't get up there. And when you frame, you don't have a smooth head like this. You have a waffle head. There's lines in it both directions, and that keeps your hammer handle from slipping as much and coming off. Okay, but hey, I don't have one. I don't have one. And I'll end up putting some clips on here too. And I haven't done any framing forever. Ooh. And so I'll end up putting my another clip up there probably. But you see, there's the liquid nail spooged out right there, and I had to put it on thick because I wasn't sure how big of a gap I had over there. You can see at the bottom I've got a gap because I can't push that tight because this is already tight, and I don't want to start beating on it because I've got the stucco on the outside. Okay, so that's why I'm still going to run a bead in here and spooge it right into the gaps and get it on the back side, and it will be on the front side as well. Okay, so far so good. Okay, got that paper cut. Now, see, I've got it all attached. I went ahead and put brackets up there. Why? Because I can, that's why. And I know that's not going anywhere. I've got the liquid nail back behind there. Now, what am I going to do now? Well, I think I want to put one quick bead of liquid nail on here first, because what happens usually, especially for a gap fairly big, I want to get it in there and I want to spooge it in there, and chances are once it dries it's going to crack a little bit, and that'll give me enough time to put a second coat over everything. So I'm going to spend a few minutes and I'm just going to do it all against this wall, because that's going to help this wall bond to my new 2x6s, my new top plate, my corner 2x6 over there, that 2x6 over there. It's just going to help, okay? And we had to do that because of all the dry rot. Normally in brand new construction, of course you would not do it this way, but we're not, this is not brand new construction, but it's starting to look pretty good, isn't it? Looks all good. It's all tied in. Look at that column. It looks like that column's been there forever. And these steps look nice, nicely tied in to the plywood. The plywood just barely slipped back in there, and that gives me enough room to seal and patch that before I do my floor. And see, once I do the liquid nail everywhere, then I've got, this is my 2x8, and I can't remember if 2x8 is 7 1/4 or 7 1/2. No, it's 7 1/4, and 2x6s are not 5 1/4, they're 5 1/2, see? Brand new ones, 5 1/2. And 2x4s are 3 1/2. Okay? That's just how stuff works. I'm gonna end up taking that, and I've got to work over here to support and go all the way over. Now do you see what's gonna happen with that? I'm gonna take my bracket. Got that 2x6, instead of a 2x6, I'm gonna take that out and undo that. I may have to cut the tip of this board off, boom, to allow the 2x8 going in there. This 2x8 is gonna go straight across, and it's gonna land over here. And then I'm gonna put this up, I'm gonna screw this in, and remember, I've got backing in there. I've got a full 2x6 flat from here over, and so I can screw that right onto that. And that's going to be the next thing I do after I do some caulking. I've got the first coat of liquid nail in there. I made it a little bit thick, and then I used my finger and pushed most of it back inside. Okay. So I even did this 2x6 here, even though I had some on the back of that. I went all the way down, and then I did up where my new stuff is, because that's bonding the 2x6 to the OSB plywood. Okay. Same thing there, all the way down. And chances are when that cures, it's going to crack a little bit, and I'll have to put another coat on there. Okay? So now that that's done, I'm going to work on this. So my next thing is taking this out. I'm going to leave the bracket there. I've got to take the screws out. There's a nail, my word. I'm going to have to cut that out. I can cut that out with my Sawzall, can't I? Cut it out and then pull it out. Take these out, pull this out. Then I have to measure from the top down 7 1/4, and it comes in here somewhere, so I've got to chop that out, and I'll use my Sawzall for that too. That's going to be kind of tricky because I'm going to be up against the stucco, but somehow I'll get it